Hello and welcome to The Beat, a news and talk program brought to you by the Center for Community Media at Worcester State University. I'm your host, Tristian Diaz, and today we'll be interviewing Rachel Wiese and Lisa Kramer, co-founders of the Hard Forward Theatre. So, can you briefly tell us about your background and experience?
Yes, absolutely. We want to say thank you so much for having us here today. It's really exciting for us to be here.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
History in theater, it's long. So I began as a performer right out of college, working in New York. And then after a couple of years of doing mostly new works in found spaces, I moved to Austin, Texas, and started a theater company there, the Exchange Artists. And we did a lot of devised work, a lot of site-specific work, and almost all new programs. So after coming 6 years later to Massachusetts, I found myself back in an acting role, where I'd been previously more of a director and an artistic director, producer as well. So now I'm an actor again, mostly with the Lab Theater Company in Boston, up until about a year ago when Lisa and I met and said, let's make a home for ourselves here in central Massachusetts. So now I'm back with the producer hat as well as the performer. So all around lifelong theater artist.
And I've been doing theater in various roles for most of my life. I'm mostly a director, but I have also been a producer, and I've performed on stage as well, not as often, though. I have a MFA in directing and a PhD in theater for youth with a focus on theater for social change. So I've been teaching a lot of theater, but I have also been directing in both professionally and in academic places since I started teaching, basically. So
That's good. What is the Hard Forward Theatre Company, and why did you two start this?
So we wanted a creative home for our theater arts endeavors here where we live. So I live in Worcester, and Lisa lives very nearby, and we wanted to do something here in this place, focusing on the community that we see around us. We wanted to make a home for ourselves, also for other collaborators, other artists, and challenge audiences too through thought-provoking work that really strengthens community through storytelling and can foster social change, both here at home and beyond.
And I've become more about creating good shows that do good for the community, that foster social change. So it's not always easy to do that when you're in an academic setting, even though we do a lot of that stuff here. But so I wanted to do it out in the world more.
Yeah. And we found each other.
Yeah.
So
and we're a good match. So yeah.
Here we are.
Well, you
Heart forward.
Well, you guys certainly do come off like a good pair.
Yeah.
What role does a nonprofit theater play in Worcester?
In the Worcester community. So what's really cool about an independent theater like Heart Forward is that we're not beholden to any commercial enterprise. So we can really talk about the hard things that face us as humans and as a society. So if we want to challenge the status quo, we have the freedom to do that. And I believe that it's artists' role in society to really be a voice for underserved to be a voice for underserved voices, but to basically give air to the problems that we see in our shared experiences, and also challenge forces that may be compromising the choices that we make as humans. So we want to remain independent in order to do that, and that's what nonprofits are for, is to give the voice to the people.
And since the focus is not on making money. I mean, of course we need to have money to live, to continue to producing work.
Of course.
But since our focus is really on doing quality works, reaching out to new people, getting more artists involved, getting more community voices heard, it can do a lot for the community without having that, like, you have to earn so much money looming over us.
Such a noble thing to do, of giving voices to people who couldn't really find a footing in such a place.
It's important for us too, because we learn to empathize with new communities and with new people when we play roles. And so that's one of the things, like I said, that artists can do, is help ourselves become better people and more empathetic people, and also help audiences by giving them the opportunity to see the world through other points of view.
Of course, gotta have that creative freedom.
Yeah.
How did your prior experiences shape your current positions with the Art Forward Theater Group?
Well, we mentioned that we both have a long history of working in theater arts. And so both of us had had companies before that we were maybe the sole voice or leader or kind of force behind. And it was really exciting to discover that you can rely a little on someone else, that you can share responsibilities when you have so many outside responsibilities as well in our lives. So our role to be partners was decided by our realization that we could trust each other and that we needed that support.
And right now, our roles aren't defined specifically right now. And in a more traditional theater company, you'll have like your artistic director and your producing artistic director.
And a managing director.
And a managing director, but we jump into whatever role we need to be right now because we both have so much experience doing kind of everything. Ultimately, down the road, we'd like to at least have a managing director on board, but we'll still always be kind of a flip-flopping, taking on whatever role we need team.
Project by project kind of
by
team.
project,
Yeah, I was about to say that if you had any idea on expanding those roles, but you kind of already did it for me.
We're starting here. We're really very new. This partnership, this company is really very new. So we'll start out this way, and then our intention is to grow.
Yeah.
So hopefully there's other people that want to come on board, and we're looking for that.
Yes,
but that's a question further on.
Yeah.
Yes. What is the connection between the Art Forward Theater and Worcester State University?
Well, to date, it's exclusively that Lisa and I both happen to work here as adjunct faculty in the Visual and Performing Arts Department, and outside the department as well. So we met because we work here. But we are actually really excited and curious about ways that Art Forward can benefit the larger campus community, and that maybe the larger campus community can be a resource for Art Forward. So a great case in point is being here today. Thank you for helping us get our story out.
And again, thank you for being here.
But really, we're curious about what opportunities there might be for further collaborations around the campus community. There are so many really cool faculty and students and staff persons.
And we
here,
have
resources.
We have ideas that might involve maybe doing a distance learning experience through Art Forward.
But with Worcester State students abroad.
Or bringing people on as interns in some capacity. There's a lot of possibilities. It's just a matter of discovering what those are at this point. Yeah.
Nice, nice. Can you tell us about your production, Walking Toward America?
I'll talk.
Yeah.
Oh my.
So, she's just better at it than I am.
That's not true.
Walking Toward America was our first show. I directed. It was a one-woman show acted by Rachel, fabulously. It had about, what did we figure out, 36 characters, I think?
Yep,
that
quite
she
a
took
few.
on.
36 by one person.
By one person, yeah. I don't
That's
remember
commendable.
exactly,
In like just over an hour.
In just an
so there was
yes.
a lot.
So it tells, it's based off of a true story, memoirs of Ilga
Pagels-Weiss.
Pagels-Weiss, I would say her name incorrectly. And it tells the story of a girl and her family literally walking across Europe to escape both Russia and Germany during World War II. And so it's an immigration story, and it was, we picked that because it is a timely story, even though it's World War II. It focuses on the fact that immigration is about people and families and making difficult choices just to make life better for your family. So I'm really proud of it. We're technically done with it, but we'd love to present it a couple more times at high schools or colleges. I'm really, really proud of it. It was written by a playwright friend of mine who is also friends with Ilga. And so that was it just added to the experience because Ilga's college roommate lives in Worcester, and she came to see the show, and it was just like this very real experience because people started telling us their stories of coming over from World War II, and so
there were many
very
Latvian
powerful.
families that came to the productions. We did shows in now 4 different venues, but we had Latvian families coming from all over New England because they wanted either to relive or to re-experience some of those voices or experiences, but also to pass them on to next generation. So several families came with their young grandchildren to say that they really wanted to have the opportunity to talk about this again, about their experience. And it was really cool to have those people in the audience. And it was really cool to have refugees from other countries in the audience as well, talking about which parts paralleled their own stories. That was a really fulfilling experience, and one we'll kind of keep in our pocket.
Yeah, I mean, since it is a one-woman show and it's a simple set that we can store, we can reinvent it at any time, and that's kind of exciting that we can just remount it if we want to. Yeah.
Well, I hope it comes back.
I
Cause
we did it here at Worcester State.
I would love to see it.
Yeah.
We're sorry, we missed you in the audience.
Oh, I was there. You just had to look very closely. Does the Heart Forward group have any upcoming productions planned?
We do. So we're working on a couple of one-night stands at bars that will involve music and movement and shadow puppetry and poetry as well as theater. So we're looking at creating short, one-night-only performances of many moods and modalities for the winter. So to start with, we're talking about light on a dark winter's night. And we're in talks with 2 different venues. We haven't decided where to place it exactly, but we're looking at the last week of January. So you'll have to check our website and social media for the exact details of our first in this series. We haven't decided to title them One Night Stands. That just kind of came out.
I kind of like it, though.
It's not a bad idea.
I think it's a good title, so that's the new title.
One night only, yeah.
That's kind of the way we work. One of us says something, and it's like, oh, that's
that'll
it.
work.
That's
Yeah.
it. So we're also talking about doing a show in May or June. A lot of these depend on finding places. That will be another one-person show, probably puppets featuring Nathan Lee, who is the technical director for Heart Forward, and also my husband. But it'll be Asian-based story, and then we'll be developing a new script that you can explain better.
Fully produced new work for next fall that is yet to be titled, but it's pulling together the themes of women and water and the question of cleanliness and dirtiness that go along with womanhood. But also water as a source of change and constancy and change. So we are intending to use a lot of skills beyond traditional stage work. So with shadow puppetry, with movement, with film, and projection art, as well as scripted work. So that fully staged production will be a longer running show that will put a lot of resources and time into developing for next fall. So coming up, we have end of January, and then May, and then look for us again next fall.
I'll be sure to keep an eye open. If actors, producers, directors, or designers want to become more involved in a theater company, how would they go on doing so?
Well, the first thing would be to go to our website, which is heartforwardarts.org, and sign up for our mailing list, so that we have, or send us just a little email just to say, hey, this is who we are.
Hello, this is me.
We're also looking. We're looking for plays as well, so playwrights could submit things and stuff like that.
We had a submission process that just ended. For the January show, but options like that will be always ongoing.
Once we're as we develop our scripts, I mean, they're not always going to be one-person shows. Right now, it was
January will be a lot of artists coming together.
So to look for a call for auditions, which we will organize and have, and really just reach out to us. Email. We have multiple emails.
They're on the website. So the thing to do is go to contact us on the website, email, and
we'll
let us know who you are and what you're interested in doing.
And we'll meet up. We'll talk. We'll discuss possibilities.
Gotta get that business down. Are you currently fundraising or seeking sponsors? If so, how can people contribute to Heart Forward?
Yes, so we are umbrellaed under Fractured Atlas, which is a 501c3 arts service organization. So we're a sponsored project of that larger organization. And therefore, any contributions that you want to make to Heart Forward Theatre Company are fully tax deductible. You do that by, again, going to our website for the links, but it's fundraising.fracturedatlas.org. Heart Forward is our project fund, and we can take tax-deductible contributions at any time. We are, of course, open to other opportunities for partnership in the community. So we are ongoing in terms of our need and also our willingness to accept aid. So thank you for asking that question.
Okay. That'll be the last question. So I want to
thank Tristan, thank you for having us here.
Thank you. And thank you for watching this segment of The Beat. Please remember to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. We'll see you next time.